Hi, this is Julie Powell and welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. I'm just going to give you a brief run through of how I created choices, which is part of my new Rapunzel series. So with the wonderful model Hayley Wright, this is the final image that we had. And this is the original photo that was taken at the redwood forest at East Warburton a few weeks back on a very warm late spring day. But Hayley is perfect as per usual in this really hot purple velour dress, but she does it with grace and style every time. So this was the image, the original photo, as I said. So this is the original photo that we took, which I added in some extra ground along the bottom and took out what I didn't really need. I painted in some grey just to make it all misty and hazy through the background there, and smoke and things as well, just to make the background all misty. You can still sort of see the trees and that there through the background. I then added in the doorway and some additional shadows there, and of course just using a layer mask just to take out what I didn't need. An adjustment layer, adding in some additional shadows. I'll put in these cute little mushrooms, which of course have also got various shadows and drop shadows and so forth on them as well. I then put in this lock, which has got this shadow around behind it, and I also darkened in the centre bit there as well. And then of course we had the keys, which there's quite a few different keys which have been added in. Each key, when I break it down, has got the key, and there's also the chain that goes with it, as you can see here. So you've got the keys, which have all got a drop shadow, and then there's the chain, there's a drop shadow and colouring over the top of that, and then the chain of course has got a hue adjustment to make it all blend in. So there's quite a few different layers, as you can see. Each individual key and chain has its own little folder just to keep them separate. Then ran a fine art action, which is Into the Woods on it, to give this wonderful depth and colour to it. There's all sorts of bits and pieces in there. There's various colour layers and colour selection layers and gradients and a whole heap of things that go into there. I then did the extra lighting, which was just painted with a brush. I can show you, just get a soft brush, and you just set that to 100%, and you just paint that in where you want it, blur it, put quite a significant blur on that, and then set that to soft light and bring it down to as much or as little as you want, and that gives you a lovely lighting effect. So I'll just delete that one. So that's that. I then just put a solid colour, which is a blue, which I've set to screen mode. Then various colour lookup tables, I love using lookup tables. I'm not sure if you've used them before, but if you go into your adjustment menu here, you've got color lookups. These are usually, or used to be used for film grading, but they're becoming quite a handy feature in the newer versions of Photoshop. So if you haven't ever played with these before, check them out and have a play with them. I use them a lot, and quite often I just set the blending mode to soft light and quite low. They don't have to be all the way up. You can use just a tiny little bit of them, which is can really add something to it. Then of course I also put in a white solid color layer, which helps add a haziness to it. Then took it into Nik Effects for some soft classical focus on it, just to make it even more hazy and whimsical, a little bit more light. Then I added a vignette around the side, just with a curves layer. And then I added a texture over the top, just to give it that sort of smoky feel. I then used another action just to add some more colour to it and to lighten it up a little bit. Finally, one more vignette, and that's the final image. So I hope you've enjoyed just a brief run through on how this image was created. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.